This is Rehan from Talk Boxing Media here with the one, the only, soon-to-be pro boxer Owen Durnan. How are you doing, Owen?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Good, I'm good. Firstly, thank you for this interview. I know it's a busy time, Christmas Eve, Christmas, so thank you for this interview.
Yeah, not a problem. I mean, thanks for having me. To be honest, appreciate it.
No problem. Firstly, start want to get into. Seen on your Instagram you battle cancer. You know, talk to me about your struggles battling through cancer and how you.
And to be fair, it sort of feels like a blur. To be honest, I mean, it was just a mad experience. Obviously, finding out I had it, I think every person when you get told you have cancer, you just think the worst thing. Do you know what I mean? And then, really, it felt like I don't know. It felt like it went by so fast. You were like 1 minute I had it, and then the next I didn't, sort of thing. If you know what I mean. But the whole time, I think you think the worst situation. I kept trying to think positive, but I don't think anybody does in that situation.
Yep. Obviously, you're not a full-time boxer. You work at the same time, I believe. It's just talk me through the struggles of that. Like balancing your lifetime. Training, working, spending time at home.
Yeah, I mean it's hard, but I mean, I guess most boxers are like that. Not everyone can be, let's say, like a GB team sort of boxer. They can just get straight onto like a high platform. I assume a lot of boxers do that. But I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say I enjoy it because I prefer to box full time, obviously. But my job is quite physical. I work on the bins and stuff, and then running after a lorry all day, and then obviously training in the afternoon. It's like I'm having 2 training sessions a day, sort of thing.
Yep. Getting into boxing now. Talk me through your boxing journey. How you got into boxing? What was the reason for you to get into boxing, or is it just something you liked from the day you were born?
But to be honest, I hate boxing. So the reason why I won't say I hate boxing necessarily, but I didn't like it. I don't like seeing people fight, like in general. Obviously now that I understand boxing, I know that it's an art and obviously there's more into it. But the reason why I got into it is basically because I was getting bullied at school, so I wanted to be able to stick up for myself. And then started boxing, still getting bullied, and then sort of just fell in love. I wouldn't say I was ever like the best, where I thought, oh, this is like an actual talent, but just sort of fell in love with like the grit and determination that you have to be to become a boxer, I guess.
Yeah. So you'll be making your pro debut in February, yeah?
Yeah, that's it. February 10th.
You know anything about your opponent?
Nothing. I don't know who it is yet, but to be fair, I don't really want to know. It don't really make a difference, does it? At the end of the day, you've got to fight, and that's just that, I suppose. I mean, if I did know, I just don't think it makes a difference, to be honest.
Yep. Obviously, you've contesting in the super lightweight division. Yep, is that true?
Super lightweight for now. We'll see. I might be able to make lightweight, or
Yeah.
they might keep me at super lightweight. I mean, it just totally depends how comfortable I feel at that weight, I suppose. Obviously, professionals are a bit different to amateurs. Smaller gloves, longer rounds. So it just depends how I feel over them longer rounds.
Yep. So you make your debut in February. Tell everyone that's watching what to expect. Your attributes, what you're good at. What you like doing. Are you the type of back foot boxer? Or are you just in there to just knock him out, or what?
Uh, me as a boxer, I'd say just a high work rate. It'd be entertaining because I'd say I'm an aggressive fighter. But to be fair, in the professional ranks, I want to try, be boxing. I want to be a slickster because I like to hold the slicksters, even though I'm more of a fighter myself.
Yep. You've signed up with GBM Sports, I believe.
That's the one.
Yep. Just talk to me how the opportunity came around and why you took the opportunity.
I basically took the opportunity because Izzy, he's my manager from GBM. He just paid a big interest into me. So I was fighting the nationals in 2000 and it must have been, I think it was last year. Yeah, 2021, I want to say. And I was fighting the nationals, got to the final. But to be fair, you just come to every single fight, all the way to the final, which was in London, and basically said, you've got a talent. I'm obviously developing my company. I want you to develop your boxing and we can work together. So it just works and we'll just see what you can offer. which, to be fair, it seems good. We've got a good game plan, and then just try and go to the top together. He develops, I develop, and then we both just get better over time.
Yeah, boxing is something you do. Tell me your favorite boxer, past and current.
Ooh, that's difficult. I say my favorite boxer, but are we talking boxer or fighter though? Or is that just the same?
Bit of both, basically.
But
Past and current, and why? Yeah.
I'd say my past boxing, in terms of actual boxing ability, would be Emmanuel Augustus, if you know him, the drunken master. I don't know if you do know him.
Nah,
it depends. He's
too young, man. Too young.
It was a sort of like a genuine. He fought like Mickey Ward, the likes of Mickey Ward.
Yeah, I know Mickey Ward. Yep.
Yeah, so he was very good. He was sort of a gentleman, but his actual boxing ability, unreal. He just used to just toy with his opponents. But I'd say my old favourite fighter would have to be Johnny Tapia. Just because, I don't know, he was just hungry. He just wanted to fight like 5 times a year. He'd fight, it don't matter who it was, where it was, when it was. It just happened, basically. And that's what I kind of like about the older era. But I'd say now, probably INOUE, because he's just a beast in there. For a smaller guy, especially, he just carries power that no one really.
I don't know. I think he's a very underrated fighter for me. The way he just destroys people. Like Paul Butler the other week, absolutely destroyed him.
And Paul Butler is very good as well. Like a very, very good boxer. I remember watching him when I was younger and thinking, he's like, in terms of British boxing, he is absolutely up there. But yeah, he's just a different kettle of fish, that, in a way.
Yep. So everyone has goals in boxing. Everyone wants to become the best, become world champion, undisputed, multi-weight world champion. Talk to me about your boxing goals and how you are going to get to them.
How I'm going to get to them, I just think just being consistent. If I just keep training, keep doing what I'm doing, I don't see why I can't. I fought the best amateurs that are around, and I've never felt out of place with them people. But my goals, I'd say, obviously everyone wants to be like undisputed world champion, but I feel like if I was a world champion, that'd be like the pinnacle of boxing. You can't get any better than being a world champion, can you really? Obviously undisputed, them people are unreal, but if I was a world champion, that'll be the start. And then if I can go to undisputed and just carry on and carry on and carry on, and then be like, let's say like a Canelo or something, I don't think I'd stop as soon as I started.
Yep. Obviously you're in the super lightweight division. Talk to me about your dream opponent, someone who you would love to face in like 10 years' time. Try to test yourself against.
In 10 years' time, in this day and age, I don't think it really matters, to be honest. Not that I don't rate anybody from this like era of boxing. I think they're all very good, but if I was wanting to fight anybody, I'd want to fight like somebody old school, do you know what I mean? Like a Roberto Duran or someone. Don't get me wrong, like now I'm nowhere near Roberto Duran, but just that sort of era of boxing, that's what I'd like to fight.
So I'm gonna name some fights now, upcoming future fights, and you just tell me your prediction, your thoughts, and your analysis on them fights. So a fight that was the first fight happened in February. It was a controversial decision. The rematch is gonna be happening next year. Taylor versus Catrell, the rematch. What's your thoughts and prediction on that?
I think there's only one winner there. I think it's Catrell. 100%.
Yeah.
Why? What did you think about that fight?
I think Josh Taylor wins that fight, to be honest. But I think, he's changed his trainer, so we don't know what we're going to see. We're going to see something different. But I think him at his best versus Catrell at his best, I think Josh Taylor beats him, because I think the last fight, I don't think Taylor was at his best. I think he looked weight drained and not just there.
But is he not going to be weight drained this time? Obviously, if the weight, he might need to move up in weight.
Yeah.
Totally depends. There's lots of ifs and buts, but obviously we know last time it was a very controversial decision, so I suppose you've got to go off that sort of thing.
Let's move on to overseas in America. Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia.
I think it's got to be Tank for me, I'll be honest. I think Tank just carries that power. I think it's hard to get. Like where you just got like one punch knockout power. I think that'll play a part in the fight, to be honest. I think it'll be think it'll be very close at first, and then I think Tank just, like I said, he'll just carry that power to later rounds. I'd say a late stoppage by Tank.
Yeah. Let's move on to now the undisputed champ Devin Haney versus Vasily Lomachenko. What's your thoughts on that fight?
I don't know that one, to be honest, because it's hard, because Lomachenko is like one of my favourites in that division, but he's not from that division. He's quite a small guy, isn't he, really? And his last fight was very tough against. What's it? Do you remember the name of the guy that he fought last?
No,
No, I can't remember his
They
name.
went to fight when Devin Haney jumped in the ring with him as well. Like I think they had a face off in the ring, I think, or something.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's publicity in it, but
yeah.
It's hard because I do rate Devin Haney, but I'd like to see Lomachenko win, just because I like Lomachenko.
Well, I like you. Devin Haney is one of my favorite fighters. You know, I've got a phone case that's got Devin Haney on the back of it. So
Devin Haney is very underrated. I think to say he's the undisputed champion, I think everyone just thinks, oh, he's gonna get it and then lose it. But I think he's there to stay, definitely for the next few years.
Yep. Let's move on to the heavyweights. Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk, the undisputed fight. Two of the best heavyweights right now. Hopefully they get it on. What's your thoughts on that fight?
Only one winner, and that's Fury. I just think he's too much of a big man, to be honest. And obviously he can box like a middleweight, but what is he, like 19 stone, 18, 19 stone?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just Fury for me.
Yeah. Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder.
I think Wilder again carries that like one punch knockout power. I reckon.
I think AJ will beat him in that fight. I think.
I think it'll be a close fight. Don't get me wrong. I'm not just trying to say that he'll step in. It'd stop him, but AJ is obviously very good. Been a world champion. Wilder's been a world champion, so it's like sort of the best fighting the best still. But I just think Wilder, his boxing ability is not great, but his knockout power is just unreal. Did you see his last knockout? It looked
against Haney. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he pushed him, and then next thing you know, he's just asleep. Unreal.
Yeah. Let's move on to now. So the year is coming to an end. So this is an end of year awards thing. So for this year in boxing, how do you rate boxing out of 10? Like every fight that's happened.
I don't really know. I haven't really liked the last few years of boxing, to be honest. I don't feel like the top people are fighting each other. And this YouTube boxing,
it's awful. I hate it.
Yeah, it's terrible in the sense that it's good if that, like, for a white collar sort of thing, but in terms of actual boxing, I can't agree. Don't get me wrong, I'd box a YouTuber if you were getting paid enough money, and I think anybody would, but I don't agree with it.
Yep. So now, knockout of the year. What's the knockout of the year in your opinion?
Knockout of the year. I don't know. What would you say, to be fair? I don't know. Knockout of the year.
I like the Lee Wood one, 12th round against Michael Conley. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah. That, to be fair, that's class. That is definitely up there. There's been a few, but I don't really know. I don't know one that sticks out in my head where I think that's definitely the knockout of the year. The Lee Wood one was class, though. I'll be honest, just because I think it's like that underdog story. Like he were getting beat, weren't he? Quite comfortably.
Yeah.
And then he just turns around and just stops him. Good fight.
Fighter of the year.
Fighter of the year. I'd have to say probably INOUE. Obviously, he's going undisputed. He'd probably have to do it. You could argue, obviously, Devin Haney as well, because I think any undisputed champion has to get fighter of the year, because to go undisputed is obviously a big achievement.
Yep. Let's move on to now. Fight of the year.
Fight of the year. You could be right with the Lee Wood Conlon fight. That could probably be a fight of the year, to be fair.
Yeah.
Just because of the outcome.
Okay. So in 2023, name me 3 fights you would love to see. top 3 fights.
I'd say Errol Spence, Terence Crawford.
Yeah, well, what's your thoughts on that fight, just quickly?
I think it's a very, very tough fight for both sides, to be honest. I think Crawford wins the fight, but I don't really know how. I won't say by stoppage. I think it goes to points. I think it's a very, very like back and forth chess game sort of fight, which to be fair could end up being like a boring fight to watch. But you know, it's just tit for tat all the time. I'd say that one. And then to be fair, any lightweight that wants to fight another lightweight, that'd be good to see. You know, like I'd say like the top sort of 5 competitors.
Yeah,
so like Teofimo's, Haney's, Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia, obviously they're going to fight each other. That'd be a good fight to see. That division at the minute, I think, is just crazy. And then, obviously, because I'm a big boxing fan, I'm not that bothered about heavyweights, but for the like general public to see Fury fight Usyk, just because that'd be a massive fight, wouldn't it? Especially if it was over here at Wembley. That'd sell out Wembley easily.
So you're fighting in February. Told the fans why they should tune in and buy tickets.
I think you should tune in and buy tickets. Just maybe to support like the local lad from your area. To be honest, you know what I mean. I've got a goal, got an ambition, got a dream, and hopefully can follow it. It would just be nice for someone to be like, "He's a nice kid, him. I'll go and watch him," and then maybe you might see. I might be able to knock people out as a pro. You never know, do you know what I mean? Or you definitely see exciting fights, but hopefully I'll be able to get knockouts. You just never know. It would just be nice. It'd be nice to start stopping people, to be honest.
How many times are you trying to get out next year? Is it just every few months, every 4 months, 4 or 5 times?
Whatever he says, to be honest, is it as if whatever he says, I'll do, to be honest. If he says I want you out 5 times, obviously next year, I'll get out 5 times. As busy as I can be, the better, because I like being a busy boxer. I won't say I like fighting, because you know what I mean? Fighting's different, but like in terms of boxing, I like being busy. I like having quite a lot of fights a year. So as many as I can get, the better.
Yep. So you got your fight in February. Wish you all the best. Thank you for this interview.
Yeah, not a problem. Thanks a lot.
Enjoy your Christmas and New Year. Hopefully to see you in February, and wishing you all the best. Catch up soon.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
See you later. Bye.